What's up, guys? It's George. Um, I'm going to be picking the discussion question that has to do with terrorism in the hospitality industry. And we're going to try and answer the questions. So, the first question is, how can the hospitality industry combat the fear of terrorism? And it's kind of a difficult question to answer because it's not something that's just easily remedied. Um, it takes time more than anything else to try and to get people over their fears. But in the hospitality industry, for me, the most obvious way to combat the fear of terrorism would just to be to ensure the safety of your establishment wherever it may be located, and to really remind the guests at all times that their safety is the number one priority, and even though all possible measures will be taken to avoid any problems, that problems will be taken care of efficiently. So then the second question we have is this something you see changing for the better or the worse over time? Um, Sadly, I want to say worse because of the difficult political and economic situation in the United States and across the world, really. Um, there's a lot of disagreement in the world right now about how things should be done, how they should be ran, and about who's wrong and who's right. So sadly, I do think this is going to continue, and I do think it's going to become even more common than it is now. And the fear that we all have in our minds is that this could one day we could become kind of conditioned to it, and we don't have the same fear that we do now and we used to have, which is a problem for everyone because this is not something we should have to be conditioned to. This is something we want to avoid at all costs for every generation, not just the upcoming ones and not just the future of our industry, but of all the industries and all the people. This should not be a widespread problem, but it might be. And the last question we have is, what role, if any, does the hospitality industry play in combating terrorism? Um, it's hard to say that we should have a definitive impact or like a super connected way of dealing with it, because hospitality is in some ways one of the biggest affected from terrorist attacks, but it's very hard for the hospitality industry itself to combat it. But for me, the easiest way would just be to create a sense of community and to show whoever might be invading and trying to disturb the peace that no matter what they do, we will continue to band together and succeed and grow. And that sounds a little kind of storytelly, but I really do think that makes an impact when you're able to band people together and show that no matter what happens, what comes through, we'll be able to deal with it effectively, efficiently, and most importantly, keep people safe. So I will see you guys next class, and thank you for listening.